I'm going to argue that the underrepresentation of women in the highest echelons of academia does not reflect a lack of equality of opportunity. It doesn't even reflect a lack of gender equality. It is simply a reflection of differences between women and men. Attempts to try and change this are not only ineffective, they're counterproductive. First of all, women are not being discriminated against in recruitment. Recent research shows that faculty members preferred female applicants 2-to-1 over identically qualified males. A report from the Paris School of Economics analysed 100,000 applicants to high-level teaching positions and found an overwhelming gender bias in favour of women. There is no real-world hiring data showing a bias against women, against hiring women in academia. There is no real-world data. So, if women are not being discriminated against, why are they so underrepresented in senior academic positions? There is an incredibly strong ideological drive to ignore sex differences, but you don't have to scratch far beneath the surface to find that although we exist on a spectrum, we are binary, male and female, and nowhere is this more clearly reflected than in our different relationship to the central reproductive role. Even when you give men and women equal parental leave, women are much more keen to use this than men. If women have the choice, most would do more childcare and willingly reduce their hours of work. These family priorities shape women's choices and values like letters running through a stick of rock. Among similarly matched male and female top maths and science graduates, gender differences increased over time because when women had children, they changed their priorities. Other research shows that female PhD students are more likely to find research intensely isolating, demanding, and all-consuming. Women complain that academia is work-centric. Crucially, they favour part-time employment, devoting less time to their work. This may be why they choose other areas of employment, but we should not see women as pushed out of academia. There are also few men who would choose the academic path. Rather, it is that women have better options available to them, and they choose to go. Those individuals with strong mathematical abilities are more likely to pursue non-STEM careers if they also have strong verbal abilities, and this includes a lot more women than men. This gives women opportunities not available to men. Thus, women graduates are more likely to find public sector work. The response of your Athena Swan warriors is to try to change universities. The problem is with science, they loudly proclaim. But we don't have a problem with science. Our scientific achievement is world-class, and perhaps it has been our ability to attract truly motivated people who see scientific endeavour as a vocation, which has marked out our scientific achievement as great. These Athena Swan warriors would happily sacrifice scientific achievement on the altar of gender sameness. Let's look at the sorts of things they'd like to see. Universities are supposed to emphasise quality rather than quantity, which sounds good, but actually, if you want to produce quality, you have to do an awful lot of work. Promotions appear to prioritise gender imbalances. Projects can be stopped while the funding applicant takes maternity leave, extensive flexible employment is encouraged, resources are directed to facilitating part-time employment. The assumption is that this will increase the number of women in academia, and this in itself will be good for research. But why will it be good for research? Academic achievement is not just about ability and intelligence. It's about application, concentration, dedication, and commitment. Above all, it's about very hard work. Now, I'm reluctant to concede that women have less stamina or work less hard than men, but by encouraging a family-centred academic culture, I think we're encouraging them to work less hard. More dangerously, I think there's a real risk of undermining the research culture for all. The Athena Swan argument is that it increases the talent pool. But if it's really the talent pool that we're worrying about, surely our focus should not be on the 10,000 women missing from senior positions. Surely the 165,000 missing male graduates constitutes the much more serious loss. Not only is Athena Swan, with its obsession about high-status women threatening to damage academia, these very policies are disadvantaging women themselves. A brilliant physicist from Cambridge recounts how it took 6 months to write an Athena Swan Gold Award application with the assistance of more than 20 people, including Central University staff and colleagues. This was 2 terms off teaching. Not only were her students missing out on a female role model, but think how these resources and time could have been better spent. In last month's BMJ, a woman recounted how she could have written 2 papers in the time she spent working on Athena Swan. And remember, you'll soon have to get your Athena Swan silver medal in order to get Department of Health funding. What does it say when our funders prioritise gender equality over the excellence of research? As women, we are equally able, but we make different choices. Let us carry on making our different choices. Don't let the political obsession with gender sameness compromise research excellence. Academia and scientific achievement will suffer enormously as a result. A vote against Athena Swan is a vote for research excellence.